So White Flare and Black Bolt has just been officially released. So in this video, I wanted to show you guys what's been happening in the market, how the prices have changed, go over some of the top chases in each of the sets, so we can sort of see and pinpoint, I guess, a beginning price for these products on release day. And then obviously probably the days and the weeks forward, I'm going to be updating you guys on the market and what I believe will happen. So I do want to tell you guys though, I am recording this literally just a couple of hours after it's been officially released on TCG Player. If you don't know what that means, basically on pre-sale, there's only a certain amount of people that are like certified to offer product. Once the set actually gets officially released, anybody can really list, so prices start to drop. And so just take this into account when you're watching this video. I'm recording this very shortly after it's been officially released. By the time you actually watch this video, it'll probably be like 12 hours after it's been officially released. So prices may have changed a bit from there, but this will also just indicate what has happened in that short amount of time from me making this video right now in like 12 hours forward, what has changed and what hasn't. So things have already changed in literally the short span of time. So I thought making this video would still have some, value to it. So first here, White Flare ETBs, just before being released, they were at 108. At one point, they actually went down to like $95, but they actually started to climb a bit as we started to go to release day and some, I guess, hype started to build. And you can see here already, somebody has listed this ETB for $88. Seems to be a reputable seller. It's a smaller seller. And if you want to go to a gold star seller, it's about $100. But it has already dropped a bit. And like I said, it's still very early. I mean, by the time I'm recording this, it's only a couple hours after release. So we'll see when you're watching this video where prices are. I don't know if they were going to be higher or lower than $88, but lowest listed right now is $88. But market price still is over that because there hasn't been a large amount of listings yet at this price point. So we'll see in the morning where prices are. But this is what's happened shortly after being released. Now for the cases, there's a case listed on TCG Player for $1,000, but if you go to eBay, Flipside Gaming actually has cases for $890. So it is a bit cheaper than everywhere else. By the time you're watching this, it may have sold out. Who knows? But if it's still there, you can check if you want to buy this for $890 for a sealed white flare case. You can do that. Now for Black Bolt, Black Bolt seems to have always been a bit more expensive than White Flare. Now, I don't know why this is $1. It's probably some fake listing or whatever. But it is actually around the same price as White Flare, or as it was just before release at 108. And you can see here, if you actually go to the lowest listed, it's around $95. And it's from the seller, but then it goes to 100. So they're basically the exact same price at this point. So yeah, this one's kind of, I don't know why this listing's here. It's from some smaller seller, but yeah, they're around same price as White Flare ETBs. Now it's the same thing. If you want a case on TCG Player, it's $1,000. But if you do go on eBay, Flipside Gaming is selling them for $890. Now PC ETBs are selling for around anywhere from $150 to $160 each, and you can see you can buy a set here for around $300 total. So these are around $150, $160 each for the PC ETBs. Now moving on to the card prices here. Now the card prices, it's pretty interesting where they're at right now, but you have to remember these are all pre-sale prices. Things are definitely going to be going down, so it is really worth noting that how expensive these cards are right now. They're very subject to change, and honestly I don't know if it's just I guess just posts I've been seeing, but it seems like the pull rates in the set are not that difficult. You guys can let me know if you've opened up the set, if it seems that way. But from what I've seen, it seems like a lot of people are pulling God packs and stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm just seeing the top posts and stuff, and maybe the set is still hard to pull stuff. But from what I've seen, it seems like it's easier to pull things. But you guys can let me know your personal experiences. So if the pull rates are a lot easier with this set and is maybe somewhat like a Crown Zenith situation, then a lot of these card prices are probably going to go down quite a bit. But I think making this video and seeing these card prices where they stand now will give us somewhere to look at in a few weeks to see if they stay the same or if they start to drop, because these are pretty crazy, especially some of these cards here. So Zekrom, these are a few cards from Black Bolt, and then we're going to go to White Flare and then go to like the secret rare cards or whatever. Here, the Zekrom is going for around $350 to $400, which is pretty crazy. The Kyurem here is going for around $150, so not as crazy, but still expensive. Genesect is going for around like 150. The Reshiram, now we're going to White Flare. This one was pretty ridiculous to see. We had sales, and these were like obviously on pre-order. You can see the dates: 650, 500, 370. Like that's pretty crazy that these were selling for this much. But obviously this was before release and stuff, so price is definitely inflated. But the fact that it was even selling for that much is pretty crazy to see. Keldeo, Keldeo really hasn't sold at all. It just literally one here, and it was the best offer that got accepted. Hydreigon is around $300, and there's not many sales on these, so take everything with a grain of salt here. Victini, now these are the interesting ones because these are the monochrome cards, which we're gonna see how hard and the pull rate like percentages it is to pull these things. But this new rarity or texture, whatever, monochrome, if they're really hard to pull, this might be a thing that carries this set. I mean, all these sets are really great. I really like these sets. The artworks are amazing, but a top chase card, right, is a thing that we really want to see in sets. That we've seen like in, for example, Prismatic Evolutions. Why it's been so strong is because it has a card that's $1,000. Now, these monochrome cards, if they're pretty hard to pull, then these could be like the top chases that could really make these sets get pretty expensive and may make these sets a lot more expensive than they would have been if they didn't have them, because the normal sets are just the other cards like the SARs, like the Zekrom, the Reshiram. They're great and stuff, but if the pull rates aren't that crazy hard in this set, then those are not going to be extremely expensive. But if these are hard, these are going to be the things, the top chases, or the most hard chases that are going to be pretty expensive. And we all know, things that are very expensive, chases, they tend to really make a set and the products get more expensive than they would be if there wasn't that huge chase. That's really what drives a lot of these sets and why they perform extremely well, and what a lot of people chase after, which causes more people to open up product. So this Victini has been selling for like $600, which is pretty crazy. Now the Zekrom, this one's even more crazy. We had one here, and this was pretty far out, right? So this is not even worth talking about. But $1,000 is crazy. I don't know who did this. Maybe they are going to try to grade it or something. But more recent ones have been selling for like $700-800. So that's ridiculous. But the Reshiram here has also sold for some ridiculous amounts. $750. This is the best offer, whatever. $1,100. Yeah, pretty crazy stuff that these were selling for this much. But yeah, these were a little bit out from release, so these ones are definitely not as relevant to talk about. But the fact they even sold for that much is crazy. So these are just some short, I guess, after release prices. We are still subject to change for a lot of these prices. Definitely the card prices for the most part are going to go down probably a decent bit, especially if the pull rates are not that difficult compared to like Prismatic. Obviously we're gonna have to wait to see the official data of pull rates and stuff, and I'll make a video probably talking about that. But I wanted to show you guys where prices stand right now, currently just after being officially released. But by the time you watch this, prices may have changed a bit for the ETBs in the morning. So we'll see where those are. But you guys can comment down below. What do you think this set is going to do? Do you think this set is going to drop in value like Journey Together, like I've been talking about? Or do you think this set is going to hold up extremely well and maybe outperform what I think it will do? I think this set's very strong, but we'll see. Black and white, I've talked about it. It's not the most popular era, but maybe just the card artworks, because they all are amazing. Maybe that will just hold it up, and maybe people, just because there's not super mainstream popular Pokemon, maybe they won't care. Maybe the artworks are just good enough. We'll see what happens with the set. It's going to be very interesting because seemingly from these sales we've been getting here recently, obviously they're all pre-order, but there's some pretty expensive cards in this set. And if it stays this way, or anywhere near close to staying at these prices, these ETBs might get expensive, and maybe we'll see a short drop. But if they start dropping a lot in price and pull rates are not that difficult, we may see the ETBs drop even further than what they have dropped already. But I'll keep track with White Flare, Black Bolt, the next week or two here, and we'll see and get a good gauge of where the set is going to go in the near future. So that's all for you guys here. Hopefully you guys were able to get something at Walmart or Target if you just wanted to open something up. Personally with me, you guys know I don't really care to do the whole thing. I try to do it once for Prismatic, and I just gave up after that. I actually found something, I guess that's sort of a lie, found something for Journey Together. I ended up actually opening up that stuff But hopefully you guys found something if you wanted to have fun. But other than that, if you guys pre-ordered anything for MSRP, you can leave that down below. If it was even easy for me, it was like impossible to find anything, and that's why I didn't pre-order anything. I'm kind of being a little bit more cautious with this set, because to me this set could go really both ways. And I've been comparing this to Journey Together, which kind of shows my beliefs of what I believe this set will do. But maybe this set proves me wrong and it performs extremely well, and maybe prices don't drop a bunch, but we'll see what happens. But prices have already dropped seemingly just shortly after release, but we'll see what happens. So that's all I want to say here. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.